Same starters?
Yes.
What have you noticed about this Portland team just in these first few games of the season?
No, I'm sorry. Say it again.
What have you noticed about this Portland team? What stands out about the Blazers so far?
That's all good. That they are aggressive, physical, athletic group. I think they are. They're right behind us, second in offensive rebounds and first in pace, and fifth in transition points. And so, aggressive team that likes to get out and run, has a lot of really good individual scorers. I think they're fourth in isolations, and so good challenge.
What's the key to stifling that high-paced offense that they have?
Take care of the ball. Although they're really good offensive rebounds, they're 28th in defensive rebounds, so we can attack and do what we do, slow them down as far as that, leak outs. And so that's a big part of it. We've been hurt this year and we haven't taken care of the ball, and it's going to be the case tonight as well.
Of course, you played with one of the greatest players of all time, Tim Duncan, and now you're coaching Kevin Durant. How much does that make you raise your own game when you're on the court with them, and how much confidence does that give you as a teammate when you're playing with great players like a Durant or a Duncan?
Yeah, it does. Obviously, as players, you understand the attention that they draw. And I made a living just guarding people and sitting in the corner, and double teams come and the ball gets kicked to you, you get wide open shots, and that's been the case so far this year. Playing off Kevin, all the traps and blitzes you've seen with him, Alpern as well. So our guys are shooting a high percentage, getting much better looks due to that. But for me, it's just, I think I said that he elevates the whole group when he comes in. That's not just players, that's coaches, that's everybody, and you understand who he is and what he brings to the team, but also what he's here for. And that's to obviously play for championships, and so that's all our goals. I think the players take that same approach as well.
You mentioned taking care of the basketball. Blazers are fourth in steals per game, and they lead the league in opponent turnover percentage as well. You had those high turnover games against OKC, San Antonio. Kind of what did you see on film from those games, and what are you hoping to see tonight as far as how to take better care of the basketball?
Yeah, it's being strong with the ball. These are teams that everybody just mentioned, whether it's Lou Dort or other defenders. They got Holiday and Kamara, and those guys tonight, they want to climb into you and be physical, so you have to be strong with the ball first and foremost, and then be ready for traps and blitzes and things of that nature, but also just keep it simple and get off the ball and not blame the crowd. And so when we've done that this year, we've had really high assist numbers, and sometimes it's just that one dribble too many that gets you in trouble. Trying to beat the trap, get through the crack when you got a guy wide open. And so for us, it's a pretty simple thing. Make the easy play for others, and that's what it'll come down to tonight as well.
Any other questions? Sure.
The zone defense that you guys kind of relied on heavily to end last season and in the postseason in particular, just why do you feel like it hasn't been maybe quite as effective to start this season?
Communication and activity, those are two major points of it. We do have some guys that were really good in it last year that aren't here right now, but we get others up to speed. It's at a necessity at times. It's kind of our will against theirs, playing these bigger lineups against smaller lineups, and so the matchups may not be there for us. And if our zone is active and working the way it has in the past, we'll take advantage on the other end. And so I think the activity is a big part of it. We got Josh and Reed and and different guys up top that were there last year. It was more Jalen and Fred and Dylan at times, and then the communication is huge there. And kind of the center is our backline guy that's kind of screaming everything out. Steven's been really good there, and just getting everybody else up to speed in those different positions. Kevin's pretty new to that as well.
Ime, have you communicated with Tiago at all since he's been in town, and just what made him uniquely suited to be able to do what he's done, kind of taking over a team in a difficult situation?
I didn't since he's been here. We talked before, and we'll catch up tonight. But I think just what I saw, I played with him, coached him, and then coached with him in Brooklyn as well. And so, what the reason I brought him here was a guy that's highly intelligent, very goes about his business in a stoic manner, I think, and he was good for Alpi coming here, and so that's why I targeted him to bring him from Brooklyn. And then I think the experience of going and being a head coach last year in Europe really helped him. It's different to be in SC for the first time, but he has some experience under his belt, albeit in EuroLeague. But tough situation to be thrown into, but I think all of those things and the cerebral player that he was and understanding who he is as a player and learning from Pop is a big thing. So kind of put all those things together to put you in this unique situation and you can thrive.
Have you seen any traits in the Blazers, the way they play, that maybe kind of mimic him and the traits that he has as a player or coach?
I'm not sure about him as much. They mimic some things we did here together.
Yeah.
And, we're both really good offensive rebounding teams, and some of the cuts and corner cuts, corner fields, and things that we all worked on here. There's some similarities there, but I'm not sure as far as that. They're a very different team from what he was as a player, but I'm sure he's put his own touches on it since he's been there already, and some of the similar things he did in Europe to have success last year.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.